Welcome into New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr. What do you know? The Knicks are playing good basketball. They've won 2 games in a row for the first time since the first month of the season. Just a reminder and a note for you, we're recording this just before the Knicks take on the Detroit Pistons on Wednesday night. A big reason why the Knicks are playing well: the emergence of Kemba Walker, who's played really good basketball ever since he was reinserted into that starting lineup since Tom Thibodeau elected to have him out of that starting rotation and benched him overall. 9 straight DNPs, but since then, Kemba Walker, folks, has been balling out. Now, you take a look at his numbers over the first 18 games of the year: 11.5 points per game, little more than 3 assists, 2.5 rebounds, and he shot around 43% from the floor. He looked a little bit passive offensively during this time and wasn't the same player. Looked to lack some of that athletic explosion, which was, of course, the big concern when the Knicks did take him in, because over the last couple of years with the Boston Celtics, those knee injuries seemed to hinder him a lot. Last 5 games, though, the production has skyrocketed, and he's been playing really, really well. This is a great sign for the Knicks moving forward, especially if he can play something like this for the remainder of the regular season. Rejuvenated, has something to prove, playing in his home city of New York. I don't know. What I do know, Kemba Walker has given this team a big lift. 23 points per game his last 5, 6 assists, and he's never really been a big assist guy. 7.5 rebounds. He's never been a big board guy either as a guard who doesn't really hit the glass. And 40% from the floor. Because of that performance on Christmas, dropping his first career triple-double, because of what he's done over the last couple of games, Kemba Walker named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. He has looked like the player early in his Boston tenure before those knee injuries caught up to him, and the player who was making all-star games with the Charlotte Hornets. Now, you ask yourself this question: is this sustainable for Kemba Walker to play like this the rest of the year and next year on the final year of his contract as well? Probably not. But can Kemba Walker give you some type of level of this production? And can he be close to the player that he's been when he's at the peak of his powers, or even close to the player that he's been over the last 5 games? Possibly. And if that's the case, you're looking at a Knicks team that becomes a lot more interesting in the Eastern Conference because, as we know, it's been a maddening season up to this point. Kemba was asked about those early season struggles, and this is what he had to say. Was he trying to reach for excuses? I don't know. Was he a little bit timid in the early going? Here's what he had to say. I just have a tendency of kind of not wanting to step on toes. I think that's what I did early on. I was here and I wasn't being as aggressive, I think, as I could have been. But I think being out and seeing how the game has been flowing, and it's going to put me in a different mindset, and it has put him in a different mindset. Tom Thibodeau has also recognized that Kemba Walker has been a different player since the reemergence. When he's aggressive like that, Tibbs said, Julius is aggressive as well. Our team is different, and so that's the way that we have to play. When the Knicks are clicking, when they're moving the basketball and moving with a free-flowing style, they get out on the run. Kemba Walker also, I think a big part of his improved play, running a little bit more pick and roll. And that 2-man game, since he's been back in that starting lineup, is big as well. When they're locking down defensively and putting forward a lot of effort, the Knicks are a fun team to watch. I hope this Knicks team that we've seen the last couple of games is here to stay, or at least can we see some longevity from this current bunch. So do you think that Kemba Walker is here to stay? At least this version of him. Type R for, yeah, this is for real. Type P for, this stretch is phony. Get those votes in the comment section right now. Now, we have some connections with the higher-ups in Silicon Valley at YouTube, and we asked them, what do you think about New York Knicks Now as compared to some of the other Knicks channels out there on YouTube? They got back to us after scraping the data, and they said, this is the fastest growing Knicks News and Rumors channel on YouTube. So, hey, that's a big reason for all of you for tuning in, because the numbers have been great. If you want more Knicks coverage, the solution to that is very simple. We need more subscribers. 3,400 plus is great, considering we launched this channel in the summer, but if you want more Knicks coverage, just hit that red subscribe button down below. We're not fakes, we're not phonies. In fact, things started to get a little bit laggy here in the Chat Sports studios earlier on today on this Wednesday, and we said, you know what? We need some Red Bull vodka. So me and the boss man went to 7-Eleven, got some Red Bulls, put in some Tito's, and we were drinking away, and now I'm giving you this video. We're real ones and we're built different. That's why you got to subscribe to the channel. Okay, Mitchell Robinson also playing good basketball for the New York Knicks. Bing bong. It's awesome to see how well he's been playing, and I think there's a couple of factors with this as well. Getting into much better shape, and really, his field goal efficiency over the last 6 games almost doesn't seem real. Let's take a peek at what Mitch Rob has done over the last 6. He's been great. 10.5 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks per game as well. He's given this team a really good presence on that end of the floor as a good rim protector, and he's shooting more than 90% from the floor. Now, I understand he is not a Miles Turner type, which is what I would really like to see from the center spot on the Knicks, as a guy who can stretch the floor and knock down some threes. But 30 of 33 is 30 of 33, and that is insane production from Mitch Rob. His efficiency has really been eye-popping, and I don't expect this, like Kemba Walker's productivity, to be the long-standing form of what we're going to see from these two players. But again, can they produce to at least close to the level in which they're producing right now? And if that is the case, then the Knicks become a very intriguing team in a wide open, and I mean wide open, Eastern Conference. You take a look at these games here. Couple of 17-point performances, a 14-point performance as well. All of that sprinkled in during this very positive 6-game stretch for Mitchell Robinson. He was asked, like Kemba, how you playing well? And why are you playing better? He kind of pointed to the conditioning level. I liked how I felt myself getting into condition better. I feel like I'm running a lot better. It's working out great. It really is just conditioning. You can think better, play better. I'm just active. I'm a high energy guy. That's mainly the key. You can't really teach that. It's kind of like the saying, look good, feel good. Instead, for Mitch Rob, it's I feel good and I've been playing good. And when big guys get injured, that conditioning can go downward and it can dip very, very quickly, because these are one-of-one type of people in the world, right? Like, you don't see a lot of 7-footers who are 260, 280 pounds, and when they can't work out for a couple of days, that conditioning is going to dip. That's what happened with Mitch Rob. Going back to last year, he had that knee injury as well, but when he's in shape, he could be a problem on both ends of the floor. Can he sustain this, though? That's my last question for all of you before we get out of here. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Subscribe to the Jam channel. We're built different. You're built different. New York is built different. Hey, we love talking about the Knicks. We want more subscribers.